Okay, chapter 7. But, excuse me. So forward and up, and then back. Quite a ways above where I started now. Polyanka.
I'm in Polyanka, but it was destroyed. This has to be another hallucination.
From the south. Last work was an apocalypse. The ultimate punishment comparable to the deluge, the castigation of mankind.
That's what you get for invoking rationalism to an underfed empiricist.
Stop referring yourself as an empiricist. It's inaccurate and frankly...
Hello.
Everyone's alone, you...
Serdar Iskanderov. Are you still thinking we can have mushrooms?
No, I remember. This entire section collapsed after I detonated the charges at the gates. Is this all some coping mechanism? But then why no activation? I imagine this from my old station. carry any more grenades.
Tamir? Don't play dumb. I know you've been avoiding me. Admit it. You couldn't dig up my dad's book after all. You got me? Hey, I've got places to be here.
I guess let me just continue for now.
Tamir? Don't play dumb. I know you've been avoiding me. Admit it. You couldn't dig up my dad's book after all.
They tried to evacuate women and children through here, but the mutants were already waiting. So then where are the bodies? Any signs of struggle?
This childhood bullshit. I appreciate it.
Okay, let's go through it once again. We are departing from an assumption. The last war
No.
was in the fog.
I'm down here.
I'm in Polyanka, but it was destroyed. This has to be another hallucination.
Survival is exactly to survive in order to repopulate the wasteland once it will be found fit for repopulation. In this case, the suffering that the mankind endures in the metro is not the calling of the creator destroyer, but a mere byproduct of the conditions necessary to remove our degenerate civilization from the face of the earth. And thus, we should not accept the sufferings, should not regard our situation as our predefined destiny, and have the full right and even obligation to resist it, adapting to the new circumstances, and even enjoying life in the underworld doesn't contradict the intention of the Creator Destroyer.
The mere continuation of the same pitiful and self-harming existence? Pray tell me, how much the culture and civilizations that Noah was constructed differed from the pre-deluge world? They may be in degree of technological development, but not in the essence of it, and definitely not in regard of spiritual development, socially acceptable behavior, and morale. And what else? Civilization could have been founded by an old alcoholic, quite literally screwed by his own sons, while raving in delirium trance. No, I am sorry. Violent recent civilization only deserves
Give it at least a chance.
the only chance I would be prepared to allow is through making up for the sins it committed. I would be prepared to treat this pitiful, constrained, underground existence as an opportunity for an atonement.
I believe this is what you're looking for.
The second chance, Solomon. The last word before the blade of the guillotine falls. But the word that somehow impressed the second.
Evacuation. The very last piece of him. I owe you one, Khan. Thanks.
It sounded like Tamir had been waiting a long time.
Ah, here you are. Did you see any ghosts?
It's either this or schizophrenia. Both are possible. As a doctor, I prefer ghosts.
As a philosopher, I am totally with you. One more thing I am curious about. How is your past life?
Right, that joke. I've been missing it.
Refresh my memory. How did you came to suspect that you was Khan in your past life?
Yana. She persuaded me to try hypnotic regression.
Right. Now important, what did you see when you were under?
I couldn't recall anything when I woke. Yana and the doctor said I spoke of some... Wait,
Yes.
she...
That's what you get for talking rationalism to an underfed.
Stop referring yourself.
Oh, everyone's alone, you.
Santa Skanderov.
And you still think we picked enough mushrooms?
Sergei Andreevich? Evgeny Dmitrovich? No, you can't be real.
Oh no, not this existential nonsense. Go from where you came.
Polyanka was unlivable after the attack. All that remained was a graveyard.
Delightful to see you here well, my friend. Sorry for asking, though. But are you all right?
Serdar, please. Excuse me. I am truly concerned as well. But my meal has been needlessly delayed.
Apologies, doctor, for avoiding the further drama. Can you fetch me the mushrooms from those shells? My friend, tell us, what is this cloud that is so clearly hanging over you?
My wife, she's ill. She had a situation that her son died and could never bring herself to accept it.
Life is overrated, my friend.
Now she's gotten into the hands of some cavemen. They use a pictogram worm for a symbol.
Oh, those children of the Great War. It's a cult, a kind of...
Do you know anything about them?
Not as much as I would like.
And what about the place called Hell's Mouth? Ever heard of it?
No, but it sounds legitimate.
I don't know where it is.
Serdar, over by the stack of the chairs in that corner. Drop them in the box here. That will be fine. Bring the mushrooms right to me. In the box, where I can keep an eye on them.
You know what, Serdar? Never mind. We'll make do with those mushrooms we have, whether my colleague likes it or not.
My esteemed counterpart. The kettle, please.
Oh, do you think those the one that is on those shelves? I'd help, but I'm so behind with my meal.
Curse your villainy. Serdar, quick. I implore you. There's another kettle over there by the cabinet somewhere. Fetch it here. It's got little flowers on it. You can't miss it.
So, you've lost your way, but I think everything runs deeper than asking direction of two friends that you are not sure exist.
I've experienced things. The only explanation that doesn't sound completely rational is that I've gone literally insane.
Every great discovery begins with defy from explanation. The last
You said I described a ceremony, and I've dreamt of one recently. Khan was there. I mean, the other one, Genghis Khan.
how did he look like?
Repulsive, frightening.
Now you tell me about it.
Was there maybe a woman involved in this ceremony?
How in hell do you know this?
From the good doctor's quarters, and I quote, "While often claiming fate had chosen him, many believed it was the abduction of his bride that most shaped the future the conqueror Khan would become."
Khan's wife was kidnapped.
Didn't I just say that? His bride Porter was abducted and ordered to free her. Genghis Khan, then known by his birth name, Temujin, fought and won his first
It
battle.
was Yana in my dream. I might have read this book and forgotten about it. Frankly, perceiving this as a nightmare would make much more sense than trying to accept all of these ghosts and reincarnations and...
But maybe accepting it is exactly what you're here for. And found this station, haven't you? Don't you think there's a purpose in that?
My purpose is to find my wife. And I don't see how this gets me any closer to it.
Okay. None of this exists. Fine, neither of us, nothing. Although I
Can't carry any more grenades.
and slightly actually attractive. Let's adopt your perspective. Maybe you need a closer contact with your subconscious that has the solution already, but you're too blind to see it.
Ah, clever. The Mongolian right to tell him something once. Perhaps the second time is the charm.
You want to hypnotize me?
I'd rather see it as a ceremony, but feel free to take it as hypnosis.
Can't carry any
Stand
more
back
vials.
here for me, in front of the fire.
My medkit.
Would you?
All right. What have I got to lose anyway?
Here, drink. Drink it while it's warm.
Have a seat. It will relax you.
Come on, drink up.
Drink it while it's warm. Have a seat. It will relax you. Ah, here you are. Did you see any ghosts?
It's either this or schizophrenia. Both are possible. As a doctor, I prefer ghosts.
As a philosopher, I am totally with you. One more thing I am curious about. How is your past life?
Right, that joke. I've been missing
Refresh my memory. How did you came to suspect that you was Khan in your past life?
Yana. Yana. She persuaded me to try hypnotic regression.
Right. Now important, what did you see when you were out?
I couldn't recall anything when I awoke. Yana and the doctor said I spoke of some... Wait.
Yes.
She said I described the ceremony, and I've dreamt of one recently. Khan was there. I mean, the other one, Genghis Khan.
And how did he look like?
Repulsive, frightening.
Now you tell me about the ceremony.
Was there maybe a woman involved in this ceremony?
How in hell do you know this?
From the good doctor's quarters, and I quote, "While often claiming fate had chosen him, many believe it was the abduction of his bride that most shaped the future the conqueror Khan would become."
You mean the Genghis Khan wife was kidnapped?
Didn't I just say that? His bride Porta was abducted, and in order to free her, Genghis Khan, then known by his birth name, Temujin, fought and won his first
It
battle.
was Yana in my dream. I might have read this book and forgotten about it. Frankly, gentlemen, perceiving this as a nightmare would make much more sense than trying to accept all of these ghosts and reincarnations and...
But maybe accepting it is exactly what you're here for. You have found this station, haven't you? Don't you think there's a purpose in that?
My purpose is to find my wife. And I don't see how this gets me any closer to it.
Okay. None of this exists. Fine, neither of us, nothing. Although I personally feel offended and slightly awkward about non-existing and yet casually chatting. Let's adopt your perspective. Maybe you need a closer contact with your subconscious that has the solution already, but you're too blind to see it.
Ah, clever. The Mongolian tried to tell him something once. Perhaps the second time is a charm.
You want to hypnotize me?
I'd rather see it as a summoning, but feel free to take it as hypnosis. Stand right here for me, in front of the fire. Would you?
All right. What have I got to lose anyway?
Here, drink.
Whether or not we like where it leads us, we reject our destinies at our own peril. Your mind prevented you from seeing something back then. I think it's time to find out what that was. Now, stare into the flame.
You need to focus. Just take a deep breath and look into the flames.
Think of this fire as a beacon. It beckons you, it warms, its energy. The fire will expand until it consumes us all. And in its light, that which is hidden shall be revealed. Now, focus.
I'm just gonna call checkpoint 1 shotgun, and checkpoint 2 be called uh Tea time can be the name of the chapter. Chapter 7, tea time, and checkpoint 2 is going to be checkpoint 1, shotgun, checkpoint 2. Rank up, I guess. Okay, then on to chapter 8.